A child is a beam of sunlight from the infinite and eternal, with possibilities of virtue and vice, but as yet unstained. A new life is a beginning of many things, hopes, wonder, and a dream of possibilities. A warm welcome to all the spectators on the day 4 of the celebration of National Nutrition Week. You all must be wondering, why am I talking about things like a new beginning? Well, today we are going to have a session on the first 1,000 days of life by Ms. Yasmin Abu Bakr from the Central School, Dubai. Prayer is a concentration for positive thoughts. Let's start today's program with a college prayer.
सत्यव्रतं सत्यपरं त्रिसत्यं सत्यस्य योनिं निहितं च सत्ये सत्यस्य सत्यं हृतसत्यनेत्रं सत्यात्मकं त्वां शरणं प्रपन्नाः वाणी गुणानुकतने श्रवणौ कथायां हस्तौ च कर्मसु मनस्तव पादयोनः स्मृत्यां शिरस्तव निवास जगत्प्रणामे दृष्टि सदा दर्शनेस्तु भवत्तनूना नमो भगवते तस्मै कृष्णायाद्भुतकर्मणे रूपनाम विभेदेन जगत्क्रीडति यो यतः ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः.
The first 1,000 days of a child are very important. They are the foundation for the life ahead. For a strong foundation to the life, it is important to have right nutrition. This is the time when the brain, body, and immune system grows significantly. Today, we have Ms. Yasmin Abu Bakr from the Central School, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, to brief us on the topic first 1,000 days of a child. Hearty welcome, ma'am. I invite Saundarya V to introduce our eloquent speaker of the day.
I am delighted to introduce the guest of honor for today, a versatile personality, Ms. Yasmin Abu Bakr. Madam has gained rich experience over the years by working as a dietitian, assistant professor, senior research fellow, nutritionist, and a teacher. Her career achievements include being certified as a basic life support provider by the American Heart Association and gaining the Dubai Health Authority license for the nutritionist from 2017 to 2019. Ms. Yasmin has cleared the pedagogy test for the teacher license in United Arab Emirates and also have qualified the UGC National Eligibility Test for lecturership. She is currently working as a home science teacher at the Central School, Dubai. Madam is also the wellness coordinator in the same institution. Ms. Yasmin is a member of the Indian Dietetic Association. Madam has received a undergraduate degree from Justice Bashir Ahmed Syed College for Women and also had been conferred a certificate and a medal for proficiency in a master's degree. She has completed a master's in philosophy degree from Ethraj College for Women. Ms. Yasmin has several publications to her credit. She has been the research supervisor for students pursuing their master's degree. I, on behalf of the Department of Nutrition, Food Service Management and Dietetics, wish to extend an enthusiastic welcome to you, ma'am. Looking forward for your session.
Shall I start?
Yes, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. I hope my audio and video is clear.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm happy to be part of SDNB Vaishnav College Nutrition Department's National Nutrition Week celebration. Thank you, Ms. Gayatri and Soundarya for the warm welcome and for the introduction. So the topic given to me is first 1,000 days of a child. So let's see how it is important, this 1,000 days for a child. Can anyone just analyze this picture and tell me what you can observe?
Ma'am, may I?
Yes, Gayatri.
Ma'am, the first picture, there's a couple and wife is pregnant. She's reading a book, but the husband is telling her something, and it's like she's stressed because of that. But whereas in the second picture, there is a family, and mother is pregnant with the second child, and with the first child they are spending time. The father is helping the child to play the game of building blocks.
Yes. So in the two pictures, the common thing that we see is we can see pregnant women. One scenario, it is a stressful situation. The other scenario, we can see happiness in the family, right? So how can you relate this scene to our topic? Can anyone respond? How can you relate this scene to our topic? Gayatri? It indicates that a child's well-being starts inside the womb. I should say, before it, like when the couple are planning for the pregnancy, the child's well-being starts. The first 1,000 day includes 270 days of the pregnant women, 365 days of first year of the child, and also second year of the child. So this is altogether the first 1,000 days of a child. The learning objective of this topic is we are going to analyze the ways that build lifelong health and intelligence of a child, to gain knowledge how to create an optimal environment during the first 1,000 days for better tomorrow. So this is how my slides will be going. We'll start with the introduction, then we'll see what is important, what need to be taken care during pregnancy, during infancy, what we have to take care, and about early childhood, and then we can conclude. So for any topic, first we have to see what the survey or what the statistics says. Okay, according to UNICEF, the State of the World's Children 2019 report, which was published by UNICEF, says that 1 in 2 children under 5 suffers from hidden hunger. It is because of malnutrition, because of undernutrition, overnutrition, deficiencies in vitamins and other essential nutrients. We can see that 1 in 3 children under 5 years of age is not growing well. Either they are stunted, there is muscle wasting because of malnutrition, and they also suffer from overweight. only in 5 infants under 6 months of age are exclusively breastfed. Every year, we do, as a student, as a person involved in nutrition, we create awareness to everyone regarding the importance of breastfeeding. But still, we can find that the report says only 2 in 5 infants, they are exclusively breastfed. 44% of children aged 6 to 23 months are not fed with fruits and vegetables. This becomes a common problem. We don't encourage children to eat more of fruits and vegetable. Around 59% are not fed with good quality protein, which comes from egg, dairy products, fish, meat. Number of overweight children has increased in all continents. And also, this overweight can lead to early onset of diabetes, stigmatization, depression, and is a strong predictor of adult obesity. It causes severity in the health and also causes economic consequences. We can see that diarrhea is one of the 5 leading causes of death among young children. 40% of children, they do not receive basic vaccination. So this diarrhea, it can be prevented by just following hand washing. So the report says that 50% of child's diarrhea can be prevented with hand washing. So hygiene and sanitation, when it is maintained properly, some infections can be avoided. Let's see the consequences of malnutrition, because when we see the report, we see that mostly children are affected with malnutrition, undernutrition, overnutrition. So how it is going to affect the entire life of a child? This malnutrition is a vicious cycle. So when a mother is or a woman who's planning her pregnancy, who's malnourished, what happens? She transfers the malnutrition to her child, and the child again grows with undernourished, and then the child's development is impaired. The immunity is compromised. Because of compromised immunity, infection rates will increase, and the child will have health issues. The child will lose energy. Because of that, the child's school performance, college performance, career growth, the productivity is reduced. Because of the reduced productivity, it leads to poverty, family suffers, impaired development in the countries, in the education and in countries' health system. The socio-economic status of the country is affected, and also there is a political instability. So as a whole, when we see the child is affected, mother is affected, family, financially they are affected, economic the country's economy is affected. So it's very important that we have to address this malnutrition issue. It's very important that a stable, responsive relationship with caregiver. The child should have a stable, responsive relationship with caregiver. And there should be a safe and nurturing environment for them. Nutrition during the child's first 1,000 days is very important. It lays a foundation for a child's development. One or more of these support, if it is absent, the child's physical, social, emotional, cognitive development can suffer. So we cannot see only the nutrition part. When it comes to the well-being of a child, we have to see the physical development, social development, emotional, as well as the cognitive development. As in the beginning, I told you that a child's well-being starts even before pregnancy. So proper planning of pregnancy has to be done. So first, a couple should not be under pressure while deciding to go for having a child. Avoid pregnancy before you are 18 years old, and there should be a gap of minimum 2 years between the pregnancies, because this will help to nourish both the mother and the child. Prepare yourself or your spouse physically, mentally, emotionally, and financially. They have to undergo a holistic health checkup. The the woman has to be checked for hypertension, diabetes, whether she's having any sexually transmitted disease, that has to be checked. If she's taking any medication, whether it's going to affect the child, that she has to be checked with her medical practitioner. So proper health checkup has to be done. Adopt and maintain a healthy lifestyle, and also a positive behavior. Get your hemoglobin levels checked. This this is the important statement, I should say: eat healthy. We should not indulge in bad eating habits like skipping breakfast, late meals, snacking unhealthy fatty foods. So proper meal time has to be maintained with good healthy snacks we have to take. Eat 3 regular meals, small frequent meals, to help maintain healthy body weight. Consume good quality protein. You can take pulses, legumes, include more of fruits and vegetables in your diet. Avoid harmful bacteria that is present in food. So we should not take any food that is kept out for a longer time, because these may cause toxicity, and it may lead to stillbirth, miscarriage. For example, taking uncooked meat, or if the meat is not cooked properly, it will lead to health issues. Raw eggs, and also unpasteurized milk. Consuming whole grains like wheat, chapati, brown rice, oats, whole wheat breads will help you to increase your complex carbohydrate. Include at least 2 to 3 servings of protein-rich foods like milk, milk products, egg, pulses. Include 3 to 5 servings of fruits and vegetables. Reduce the intake of tea and coffee. Okay, 2 or maximum 3, not more than that. Limit trans fat, which we say as bad fat. This when we consume more of pastries, biscuits, cake, chips, this trans fat increases. So we have to reduce the intake of sugar also. Include oil. Mostly try to include variety of oils. Like for one food, we can use mustard oil. For cooking another cuisine, we can use rice bran oil. Like variety of oil can be used. This is very important, essential nutrient for a pregnant woman, because for a growing child, each and every nutrient, macronutrient, micronutrient, both are very important. I will just concentrate the major nutrients that is needed for child's brain development and for the overall development. First is iodine, that is needed for the IQ development. Make sure that the pregnant women includes green leafy vegetables. Iodized salt should be included in the diet. Milk, curd, fish, boiled eggs. Folic acid, this is very important for brain and for spinal cord. Make sure again you include green leafy vegetables like cabbage, spinach, vegetables, beans, orange, fish. Iron is needed for mental development, for the hemoglobin formation, myelination of the nerve fiber. Variety of green has to be included. Iron is present in jaggery, so instead of going for sugar, we can include jaggery in our diet. Boiled egg, chicken, if we are including vegetarian sources, make sure that we take it along with vitamin C, so that the absorption of iron is improved. Next, coming to zinc. So it is needed for the cell growth and brain development. Also, it helps in the nervous system. So when there is a deficiency, it leads to developmental problems. These are all the foods that is rich in zinc: oyster, meat, egg, seeds, nuts. They are all rich source of zinc. Coming to vitamin B12, again, it helps in brain development, spinal cord. Foods for vegetarians, especially, this vitamin B12 will be low, so they have to check with the medical practitioner, and supplements can be taken, or from food, from curd, milk, peanuts, soy milk, vitamin B2 can be obtained. Fortification of vitamin B2 is available in the market, so we can check the products and we can take it. Vitamin D, fetal bone development, it is needed for the fetal bone development. Make sure you get your vitamin D from sunlight. Other food sources are fish, boiled egg, curd, milk, nuts, mushroom also has vitamin D. If there is any digestion problem, or you're having any gastric internal problems, that can be checked, so that the absorption of vitamin D is not hindered. Omega-3 fatty acid, this is needed for child's brain and vision development. You can find omega-3 in fish. Maximum is found in the fish, richest source. Other than that, in green leafy vegetables, nuts, beans, chia seeds, mustard oil, rice bran oil. Make sure the pregnant woman or mother is well hydrated, because it prevents urinary tract infection. The water carries nutrients to the baby, and water is used in the amniotic sac. So if the mother or if the pregnant woman is dehydrated, it causes contraction and it leads to complication. Last is exercise. Exercise is very important. Pregnant women has to be physically active. Nowadays, we see that if the woman gets pregnant, like due to fear of miscarriage, she don't do much physical activity. Most of the time, she takes rest, and then we can see that C-section is increasing in numbers. So with proper guidance, if we are physically active, that is at least every day 40 minutes of walking, will surely help pregnant women to have a normal, stress-free pregnancy period. Simple exercise like walking, is highly beneficial. It helps the mother prevent pelvic and back pain, reduces the risk of gestational diabetes and hypertension, improves heart function, reduces constipation, bloating, and swelling, and ensures right weight gain. Stress and birth outcome. So make sure your family member, whoever is pregnant, she's having a stress-free atmosphere. She's happy without worries. Okay, because women experience high level of stress during pregnancy, have 25 to 60% higher risk of preterm delivery. So when a woman is in high stress, there are chances that the child will be born preterm. Stress before and during pregnancy has been linked to low birth weight. And also stress may increase the risk of development delays among low birth weight babies. But certain situations we cannot avoid, suppose death in the family, or any financial issue, or conflict in the family. During that time, the pregnant women she cannot avoid those situations, but she can make sure that she takes that situation in a positive way and try to reduce her stress. So this is about the long-term effect of depression. So when women is obese, and as well as when she is under depression, what happens? The stress hormones will increase. Cortisol levels will increase, which in turn increase the level of inflammation in the body. So it affects the fetus. So for fetus, what happens? Brain alteration happens, behavior deficit will be there, reduction in cognitive and emotional function. Vital neural development process is affected. So the nerve, the brain, there are high risk of alteration. Then when it comes to a child, again, behavioral dysfunction is there. We can see child with hyperactive child are there, learning disability is there. So these are all some of the problems because of mother's high level of stress. Emotional, they cannot balance their emotion. When they like face a failure, it is very difficult for them to balance it emotionally. Metabolic dysfunctions occur, again brain alteration is there. So this cortisol level, when it is seen high in child, the body fat is also increased. So there are risk that the child will have obesity in the latest stage. So these are all the long-term effects of a mother who's under stress during pregnancy. So we saw how to plan a pregnancy. Next, what has to be taken care during pregnancy. Now we'll come to the care of infant. So this is the first few hours of a baby when he or she is born. It is considered as a golden hour. The mother should have a good eye contact. The touch between mother and child should be there. That's why when the baby is born, immediately she is put on the mother's chest and then kept for a while. So it helps for the baby to feel protective, and it also helps in the brain development. So breastfeeding should be initiated within first hour of the birth. So 0 to 6 months, exclusive breastfeeding should be there. Reports suggest that breastfeeding saves the life of around 8,20,000 population, children's population annually over worldwide. Babies should get vaccinated, because initially we have certain vaccines, so that has to be done. And then the new mother should receive proper counseling from the medical practitioner, how to breastfeed the child, and what are all the ways that will increase the breast milk. Nutrition for mother as well as child, she has to be aware of regarding the vaccination, and what kind of infection the child is at risk. So how the child can be protected from that, regarding sanitation, regarding hygiene, and some information about the regular medication that she's going to use for the child, or about the supplements. So these information she has to get from the proper medical practitioners. Good nutrition for mother is very important, because she's going to feed the child exclusively. She's going to breastfeed this child for first 6 months. So the baby's nutrition entirely depends on the mother. So proper nutrition, proper diet has to be provided for the mother. Let's see the importance of breast milk. So this is the nutritive value of the breast milk. Breast milk is most natural and perfect food for the normal growth of baby. See, colostrum, it is rich in many nutrients. It has an anti-infective factors, should be fed to infants. It will be thick yellow fluid, just only 1 spoon only the baby needs every day. So that has a lot of nutrients. It has immunity factors that is going to help the child throughout the life. So breast milk is very important. It reduces the risk of infection. It establishes mother infant contact and promotes mother child bonding. This is very important for the child to develop social skills. It prolongs birth interval by fertility control. Also, breastfeeding helps in the retraction of the uterus. Incidence of breast cancer is lower in mother who breastfeed the children. Breastfeeding is associated with better cognitive development of children and may provide some long-term health benefits. So colostrum is rich in protein, minerals, vitamins, especially vitamin A and antibodies. They have long chain polyunsaturated fatty acids, docosahexaonic acid, DHA. It plays a vital role in the development and functioning of brain, eyes, and other organs of the body. So this is the recommended dietary allowance for infants, and also you can see children. So almost for both boy and for the girl, the infancy period, almost it will be same. So after 6 months, we start with the complementary feed. So we have to help a baby develop a food preference. So right taste, right texture should be there. We have to help move towards an adult diet. The child from like liquid diet, we have to help the child to move towards the adult diet. We have to address the micronutrient gaps and energy. So certain nutrients the child will be lacking, so that we have to provide. So along with the complementary feeding, we have to continue breastfeeding for at least 2 years. The 4 pillars of complementary feeding to ensure optimal nutrition are timely. So right time, right frequency, make sure that the time is well maintained. If morning you are giving the main meal at 8 o'clock, means let it be regular, maintain a regular timing. Adequate amount of food. Baby should not be overfed. So baby shows indication that when she or he feels full. So we have to monitor that right amount of food has to be given. So diversity in taste. So provide a variety of texture, make the child to touch the food, enjoy the food, let the child mess with the food. It's okay, we can clean the house. If the child is able to touch the texture, taste by himself, it will help the child to develop the liking of the food. So there should be diversity in taste, texture, flavor, color, and make sure the food group, all 4 or 5 food group is included. We choose food from all these food group. Very important is hygiene. So cooking practice should be hygienic, and it should be safe, so that any infection can be avoided. It will prevent diarrhea and stomach infection. So at 6 months, what we can give to the baby, we can try and help the child to develop taste for vegetables. At initial stage, when we give vegetable fruits, I think on the long run, the child will like to prefer vegetables more than the junk foods. Start with single savory flavors. Okay, 1 food at a time. At least for a week, we have to see whether the child is developing any allergy, or she is reacting to the food. That we have to check. We can provide first a thin puree, like mashed foods, It should be strained, creamy in texture, because there is a transition from breast milk to the complementary feeding. So totally the texture of the food differs. So there should not be any lump or any grains to be found. So nicely smashed, strained, and it can be given as a puree. We can try with greens, we can try with cauliflower, include variety of vegetable. Make sure that the child is able to accept, because each individual has different tolerance level. So by trying only, we can see whether the child is able to accept the food. After 2 to 3 weeks of giving single vegetable puree, around the third week, we can introduce complementary food like pulses, rice. We can give carrot, ripe bananas, apple, all in mashed form we can give. Then progress from pureed food to mashed food, and then we switch to solid foods. So this will improve the chewing efficiency of the child. So this chewing actually help the child to develop language skills in the latest stage. So throughout, initially it can be nicely mashed, but as the child ages, we have to make sure the child uses jaw to take the food, so that the chewing is efficient, and the child in the later stage improves the language skill. Carrot, broccoli, cauliflower, or cheese as semi-solids they can give. Now, as we have introduced one food initially, now we can have mixed fruit, carrots with beetroot together we can give, or one fruit with one vegetable together we can mix and we can give. Try to make into a different color flavors. At 8 to 9 months, a plate must contain fruits, vegetables, include green leafy vegetables. Some will say that it will affect digestion, the baby will have diarrhea. No, it's not like that. Give in small quantity, and once the child starts to accept it, we can increase it. So always from the beginning, it is good to include all vegetables. Grains such as rice, wheat, ragi, proteins such as fish, full boiled egg, pulses, fats and oils can be included. Dairy products like cheese, butter, all can be given at this age. Food should be cooked well. Semi-solids can be given, and we can give finger foods so that the child starts to bite, and then it helps for the teeth development. Make sure the baby's plate is colorful. Usually mothers, they will go during this time, they will go take a nice colorful plate, and then we have to keep it and then give it to a child. Let the child choose. We'll see what the child like. So after all exploration with the food, then we can feed the baby, so that the baby likes these food, develops liking to these food. Food plate for a 9-month-old must contain a portion from each food group. So it should be colorful, must have diversity in color, smell, and texture. Must be plated in a decorative way to attract the child should be attracted. The child should have a good appetite. Finger foods help in finger coordination, especially after 9 months. So by 9 to 12 months, almost we have to try food from all food groups. When the baby completes 12 months, she can sit with the family, and she should be able to take the regular meal of the family. So some common practices that harms your baby: giving honey before 1 year of age. It will actually increase infection. So there are chances that baby gets infection. Not giving breast milk for few days after birth. We can see, like, because of C-section, the child is put in ICU, the mother is separated from the child, and then during that period they start giving this formulated milk. So that has to be avoided. We make sure that milk is given in the like after birth, within first heart, baby should be breastfed. Cow's milk, it should be avoided for 1 year. People think that it is light and it is sacred and they try to give it, but it's too thick. It may cause a digestion problem. So in later stage, it leads to in developing allergies to food. So when the digestive system or the lining of the stomach is affected by giving food that is not suited for the baby, it will have an adverse effect in the later stage. Over applying baby powders, a hard massage too often, these are all harmful for the baby. Trying to remove the hair using a basin, atta, is not good. Applying kajal, surma to the eyes may affect baby's eye. So it is best not to tie a black thread around the baby's wrist or neck, because it is kept out when the baby is taking bath. It gets wet, and then this wet place becomes like a place where the germs will grow. And when the baby take the hand and when the baby starts to suck it, the infection, baby gets infection. Put a few drops of oil in the ear or navel. So this is also a wrong practice. Leaving child alone for a short period of time is also harmful for the baby, especially when during the infancy period. Coming to early childhood, here nutrition is needed to power the brain for learning. Rapid brain development takes place. Initially, the baby's brain development, brain is small, like 1/3 of the size of adult. But when the baby reaches 5 years of age, almost it is in the size of the adult brain. So for the rapid brain development, nutrition plays a very important role. Essential nutrients for brain are iron, zinc, and protein. Children who are well nourished, who are cared, who are protected from diseases, who's away from any violence, and who is protected from toxic stress, toxins, or it happens, environmental toxins are there, toxins from food. So when the baby is properly taken care, they have best chance at thriving well in the future. So make sure the baby is well nourished, cared, loved. It should be protected from disease, violence, and toxic stress. This food insecurity will create a behavior and emotional problem. Food insecurity happens because of poverty, because of malnutrition. The baby is not getting enough food, which leads to malnutrition. So this again affects baby's health. The development delays will be there, brain is affected, the growth is affected, and the child will have behavior and emotional problems. So the child cannot do well, cannot succeed in school if the child is having food insecurity. So the key message for the first 1,000 days: right nutrition, avoid maternal stress. This is very important. Maintain hygiene to avoid infection. Make sure the baby is breastfed exclusively for first 6 months, and even after starting with complementary food, continue breastfeeding at least 2 years. Interact with your child, touch your child, have eye contact with your child, speak. Some people, they say that my child is 3 years old, still the child has not developed language, because as a parent we don't spend time with the child. Each and everything explain. When the child is doing something, you speak what the child is doing. Keep on speaking with the child, so that the child learns okay, what the mother is telling, according to the situation, according to what the child is doing. When we like commentary we can give. In cricket commentary we see, how for each and every ball there is a comment, they comment, and then we understand. Like that, for a growing child, a mother should be a commentator. She has to speak. So when she's speaking, when she's having eye contact with the child, that itself will help the child to improve well in the cognitive skills. Okay, and when the child is able to play with the child, that will help the child to develop motor skills. And then when mother and father are the first best teachers for the child, for socialization and for language skills. So be with the child, provide all the love and care for the child, give a stimulating environment which encourages the child to explore new things, problems. The child will develop problem solving skills and promote learning. So finally, economists say that a country should invest in the nutrition and well-being of mothers, babies, and toddlers as a way to create a brighter and more prosperous future for all of us. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the importance of first 1,000 days of life, the time spanning roughly between conception and one's second birthday, a unique period of opportunity when the foundations of optimum health, growth, and neurodevelopment are established. Thank you, ma'am, for highlighting the importance of hygiene, sanitation, and you stressed on how it is important to have optimum well-being, that is physical, mental, and emotional health. Also, you highlighted the importance of stress and how it can affect the child. Thank you, ma'am, for illustrating informative talk on this National Nutrition Day. Ma'am, can we have a question and answer session?
Yes, I would love to take the questions.
Good morning, ma'am. Thank you for the wonderful question. The first question.
Good morning. Yes.
What activities can be done for better hand-eye coordination?
Better hand-eye coordination. See, for child, we are providing toys. Okay, initially, like during 5th and 6th month, we give rattles, textured toys, soft toys, push toys. These will help in hand and eye coordination. Like during the 7th to 8th months, we can introduce and give toys that like differs in shapes, size. Parents can play peekaboo with the child. Squeezy toys can be given, squeaky toys, and then some interlocking rings, blocks. So these, when the child play with that, this hand and eye coordination improves. So when the child starts complementary feeding, making the child to taste the food. Okay, so this also helps the child to improve on hand and eye coordination. So for toddlers, providing with color books, push-pull toys, then real life play sets, these will improve hand and eye coordination.
Okay, thank you. Infant massage to premature babies health and development of bones and muscles. Is it true, ma'am?
Okay, actually, this I think we have to ask advice of a pediatrician or a trained physiotherapist. But as a common, massage is good, but it improves circulation, blood circulation, tones up the muscle, and promotes mother-infant bonding. So it should not be hard. It's very gentle and If it is not hard, if it is gentle, the baby will also enjoy, the baby will have good sleep. But bones, strengthening of bones, it mainly comes from the nutrient. The proper calcium intake should be there with vitamin D, phosphorus. So this will help for bone strength. Maybe flexibility of bone can be improved when doing the massage. And muscle tone can be improved. But proper for premature babies, how the massage has to be done, we have to get advice of a pediatrician.
Okay, ma'am. If mother has maternal infection disease during pregnancy, will that cause any prenatal complications for the infant now?
Can you repeat again?
If mother has maternal infectious diseases during pregnancy, will that cause any prenatal complications for the infant now?
Okay, it depends upon what kind of infection the mother is having. The most commonly maternal infection like urinary tract infection, skin respiratory infection, this will not have any serious problems during pregnancy, or it will not show any effect on the child. But if the mother is having any genital infections like vaginosis, bacterial vaginosis, or herpes infection, rubella, that may have effect, can have a birth complication, it may have effect.
Okay. If having improper emotional and eating habits during pregnancy affect the weaning period of the child, ma'am?
What?
Does having improper emotional and eating habits during pregnancy affect the weaning period of the child, ma'am?
Of course, it affects the baby's eating habit. Okay, what mother eat, the child develops a liking or tolerance for the food. We can say that it actually reduces the risk of food intolerance and allergies. So generally we advise them to eat everything what the religion permits, or to include everything. So some people, they try to avoid, this is cold food, this is hot food, this should not be taken. If this is taken when the baby is born, the baby will be vomiting, like that. Some misconception are there, so we have to avoid that. Mother has to take all food that is appropriate according to her requirement. If she is taking, that will surely help the child to develop taste for the food. And when the child is born, we can see the child likes all the food from each food group. So it has an effect, emotionally, and also the habit of mother will have an effect on child's eating habit.
Okay. And what type of food can be given for building up immune for an infant during this period, ma'am?
Building up of for you mean during this COVID time?
Yes, ma'am, during this pandemic.
I should say breast milk for the baby. First and foremost, for building up immune system is breast milk for the baby. And then go for fruits, variety of fruits, vegetables, green leafy vegetables. Protein is very important, good quality protein. And for toddlers, we can introduce with probiotics, prebiotics, curd, fiber rich fruits and vegetables, like a soluble fiber we can give. Essential fatty acid is very important, which is present in fish, legumes. Then we can go for spices and herbs like turmeric, garlic, ginger. So these will help to build the immune system of infant and toddlers.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. The last question, ma'am. Does giving formula feed for cleft babies is helpful, or which method is beneficial now?
Giving formula feed for normal infants?
Cleft palate babies, ma'am.
Cleft palate.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, breast milk along with formula feed, if it is needed, can be given, because sometimes through breast milk the child will not be taking enough, will not be getting enough nutrition. So with a recommendation from our dietitian, formula milk can along with breast milk, it can be given. Feeding practice, we should say that if the mostly baby will be able to suck and take the breast milk, but there are special devices, special nipple are made for this cleft palate children, so that can be brought, and when it is the milk is given through that, the baby will get enough nutrition. I have not faced this kind of cases. So what I know, I can tell that breastfeeding can be given along with some formula feed, and then there are special feeding techniques with the proper guidance. If we give, the baby will grow without any compromise in the nutrition.
Okay, thank you so much for your answer.
Thank you, ma'am, for your valuable time. Gratitude is a wonderful way to draw more beauty in life. And we take your leave with a message of healthy living. For a healthy tomorrow, we must have a healthy today. And this starts from you. When you are healthy, you keep your family healthy. Healthy families form healthy communities. Healthy community gives rise to a healthy nation. Thank you. Stay tuned for the next scientific talk from part to fifth on 5th September 2021. Thank you.
Thank you.